These are honestly the best methods to manifest your SP fast. This is going to cover an easy and effective routine to get you exactly what you want if you follow these suggestions. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, or welcome to any new viewers. We're delving into the SP manifestation, an affirmation manifestation practice routine, and all my best suggestions basically in today's video to help you guys maybe streamline your routine, make it easier, more effective, more efficient for your actual day, so you don't have to stress and overwhelm yourself with how to actually manifest the relationship. So that's what we're talking about today. Do keep watching. I have tons of advice, tons of different points to get through, and a little bit of kind of the quantum science and power behind how your brain actually works as well. I like to throw that into most of my videos. So you want to stay tuned to hear all of this really interesting information. Do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. It's free, quick and easy, just one click. It would mean a lot to me, but you will actually gain from that because you get to see my content first and quicker and easier access to my channel. So yeah, you will let YouTube know that you actually want to see my videos on screen as well. Before we jump right in, for anyone interested or any new viewers, of course I have to promote my coaching business. So my coaching website with tons of offers and discounts currently on is linked below, as well as becoming an LOA Coaching Darling member. So do consider that if you're interested. Everything is below, and now let's start the video. The most important part is to get specific on exactly what you want. You don't have to go down to every detail, get to a granular level. Obviously, sometimes, we don't know, or we change our mind, or, you don't have to make the ultimate final decision about your relationship right now. But I just mean, what is it that you want? What would make you happy? What would be fulfilling, and kind of tie into your actual life goals and vision for your life? What is that level of commitment right now? What is that type of relationship? It's up to you. Obviously you have the freedom to decide what you want to create for your relationship. And also specifically, do you want to take things really slowly with SP? Maybe you want to get back together. There's different circumstances and backgrounds for what people actually want to create. So yeah, it's on an individual basis. But when I say get specific, those are the examples I'm talking about. I'm not saying you have to jump to marriage or, say, well, this is exactly what I'll manifest and then that's the ultimate decision. You can manifest in stages or be a little bit more vague, but it's good to know that, I want a relationship, or I just want to date and get to know someone, or, just having that in mind, because visualizing is going to be a really powerful tool to help you along the way. And if you know what you want, then visualizing scenes or having your mind bring up those visuals, having inner conversations, all of that helps you focus on the end result is going to be a lot easier. I would also say, mainly with affirmations, but this is for any manifesting practice, because you're really focusing on it, whether it's visual, written form, spoken, whatever it is, you're focusing on something with your mind. You're not just sitting there feeling an emotion or looking at colors or something, right? Like you are being specific in what's going on in your mind. So I would say use the past or present tense, because then you're telling your mind you either have it right now, this is the reality I'm in, or you're saying, this is the way the relationship has always been. It's kind of a revision practice, which I am actually going to make a point about a little bit later in this video. Or, you're just saying, this is how things have been up until now. I would also say keep it short and concise. You don't need to prattle on. You don't need to make your affirmations really long, or, coming from a state of lack and worrying and thinking, oh, I have to resolve every single issue or focus on every single thing in order to get what I want with SP. Keep it short and concise. That's why I said be specific and just think to yourself, I'm confident, I'm focused on the end result, I know what I want, what I deserve, and that's where your focus with your thoughts goes. So then you can keep your affirmations really to the point. Also tying it into the practice of affirming, somewhere I would recommend blanket affirmations, and I'll give a little summary in case you're not familiar with that, is as a mental diet practice. So that I would say more to be a bit more general, or just more positive, in an easy general sense where the thoughts just come to mind, is through your mental diet. So when you need to flip around an opposing thought, a negative thought, you just tell yourself an affirmation. The opposite, something positive that you just use as your mental diet overall. So something like, SP and I are perfect. SP and I have the best relationship. SP and I are exactly where we need to be. Everything in life is perfect. Those are examples of blanket affirmations you can use. And I do give suggestions, but even with clients, there are no rules. I give suggestions, but I don't say you have to do this in order to reach your desired outcome. There's so many different ways to practice it. It doesn't have to take loads of effort or loads of time. Everyone's a little bit different, but when it does come to the actual wording that you're focusing on and the outcome, focus on what's natural to you, what makes sense to you. So the examples that I give in my videos doesn't mean, okay, that's the rule because she's a coach and she's saying this is what I need to do to manifest. Just take it and say, okay, I don't actually connect with that, or I don't naturally speak that way, or, oh, actually something has come to mind that I feel really excited about. Focus on it in that way. So make sure you're focusing on the natural wording, what works for you. And of course, I'd say don't limit yourself. You don't have to worry about what's going on or what's happened up until now. If there are current circumstances or something that has been a block and felt like it's been a struggle for you, don't limit yourself because of that. It's not objective. And a little trick of when you get bored with affirmations or a little bit demotivated and maybe you're doing robotic affirmations and it just feels really tiring, is to add in different phrases and leading words, leading key phrases at the beginning of the sentence or anywhere really, but most of the suggestions would kind of fit towards the beginning. Saying something like, I am certain that, I'm sure that, of course I have this, of course SP and I are dating, of course SP wants to be with me, I'm sure SP wants to be with me, I know SP wants to be with me, adding it up, jazzing it up a little bit, adjusting your affirmations just to a way where it's a little bit more fun. It's something slightly different. It's almost like a placebo effect on the brain. It kind of helps you refocus because it's almost like you're saying a brand new affirmation. A little extra tip I'm going to throw in here, as I said I would mention this in the video, is to apply a little bit of revision at the end of your day. This is an extra tip I actually just did for the members challenge. If you didn't know, that was one of the benefits of being an LOA coaching darling. But I just did a whole revision based video for them and we were talking about revision. So I would say maybe at the end of your day, revise the day, throw in some points about SP, add in some things that didn't happen in your day about you and your specific person, because it's tricking the brain. It's saying, oh, this is what happened during my day. This is me reviewing actual memories. Before I jump into the next section of this, I would also say add in some visualization for you and your SP. Maybe when you're cooking your lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever, doing something around the home, because obviously that is very much tied to a relationship, spending time together, having close commitment, a lot of it is going to be spent at home or just, cooking for each other. So little things that would happen during your day in a relationship, again, doesn't have to be that you're manifesting a relationship. It could be, if you're going to the cinema with your friends, for example, which I've actually been doing a little bit of as well lately, but that's probably why the example came to mind. But what you can do, things that you'd be doing socially, say, oh, I'm going on a date with SP. I'm actually getting ready for, my date with SP. And you're kind of tricking your brain in that moment in a way. This will really help you feel more powerful, more confident, because you're really focusing in on that end result. You're applying different techniques. So whether it is, what I said about visualizing, revision, just how you structure your affirmations and affirming routine, whatever you adjust and kind of elevate in your everyday practice, it's going to help you feel more confident, more powerful, because you're focusing on it, you're applying repetition, you're being consistent in a way that actually works for you. And when it becomes less monotonous, like I said, for example, adjusting your affirmations a little bit, maybe switching from affirming to a little inner conversation, a little visualization for just 60 seconds, whatever it is, mix it up if you kind of struggle with one routine or you find that your attention span is quite low. It's going to give you a boost because you're adding in all these mentally stimulating practices, different ways of focusing on that relationship that you want. And it's going to, just give you that boost and make you feel more confident. Essentially, it's almost like having a conversation with yourself, mainly with the inner conversation practice, obviously, your mental diet as well, doing a little bit of visualization. It's like you're speaking to your mind, to yourself and saying, you're not trying to convince SP or anything outside of you, you're convincing yourself. So it is almost like just kind of speaking to yourself and saying, hey, here are the facts about my life. Think of it like that. That's kind of the key element of through verbal form, through affirmation form, convincing your mind. That's what you're doing. You're talking to yourself. You're convincing your own subconscious. And the inner conversations is a really powerful practice overall. So it's kind of like talking to yourself, basically. So a little bit of the kind of quantum facts behind it, and also just the way the brain works, in terms of how with the quantum realm, the magnetic field, the way you're connecting to your ideal reality, neurologically speaking, your mind doesn't know the difference between real or imagined experiences. So it's going to fire the exact same neural pathways. So whether you're telling yourself, this is an imagined date with SP, or, you're actually imagining something real, if you actually physically went on a date with SP last week, it's firing the exact same neural pathways. It's going to accept it in your mind as an assumption, as a memory, as a belief. And I don't mean to delude yourself into a false reality. It's just the barriers to it are going to go down. It's going to accept it as realistic, as something that really happened. So it's not going to constantly push back and say, oh, that you just imagine that, you're just saying that, but that's not factual. The more you apply repetition, the more it starts to accept this is real. And then your reality has to bring that in, because you literally hold that in your mind as truth. So neurologically, your brain is literally taking in whatever you apply with repetition. If you imagine a scene that didn't actually happen, it's firing the exact same neural pathways. So internally, your mind and your body are actually working for that new reality. Have fun with it and don't limit yourself. Those are two other points of advice that I want to give you guys, because you don't want to feel stressed or overwhelmed, or like you have to follow a certain set of rules, because again, there are no rules. There's just guidance and suggestions for manifesting. But have fun with it and decide, okay, I enjoy this practice, I'm not that good at this, this takes up too much time. Do what works for your daily routine, in a positive way. Don't let it overwhelm or completely take over your life. That's not going to benefit you. It's not a good mindset or viewpoint to come from regarding your manifestation. That's not, in my opinion, how you would create the most healthy, happy relationship. So have fun with it. Think, okay, what are my ideal best result outcomes for this relationship with SP, and visualize some examples of that. And don't limit yourself, meaning no matter the circumstance, no matter what you've seen or experienced up until now, don't think, okay, I have to only manifest a text, or, because this has been an issue, how could this possibly ever happen? Yes, it is possible. Also, remember that repetition is the key. That is the key element. Without repetition and consistency, you're unlikely to change any of the negative assumptions in your mind that for now have kind of held the reality back. And with repetition, that's how your subconscious accepts the new beliefs. So no matter what you do, no matter how you switch up the different practices, repetition with them and being consistent is the key element until you literally get it in your reality. So yeah, also with the affirming practices, I know I always kind of highlight affirmations, just the easiest, quickest way in my opinion. But with affirming, robotic affirming can be done anywhere. You can multitask just in your mind as you're kind of idly doing other simple, easy tasks, and finding even just a couple minutes throughout your day at different times to start looping your affirmations. It does build up, it does have an effect. And yeah, that is going to summarize all of my advice for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, found that useful. If you did, please do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.